Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. But today, we explore the path of the ruler who never asks permission. Look at your life. You apologize before you even speak. You look at the floor when you enter a room, shrinking your shoulders so you take up less physical space. You nod along to demands you utterly despise, swallowing your own time, your own ambition, and your own mental sanity, just to maintain a fragile, artificial peace. You are the fragile pleaser. You are a ghost wandering through your own existence, constantly seeking a green light from people who do not even care if you cross the street. You believe that by being completely harmless, the world will eventually reward you. You tell yourself that if you adapt perfectly to everyone else's toxic expectations, they will eventually notice your loyalty and hand you permission to lead, to win, and to rule your own world. It is a pathetic illusion born of pure cowardice. You are starving your own soul just to feed people who are already entirely full. The paradox is brutal. By waiting for a crown to be handed to you by your peers, you ensure your head remains precisely where it belongs, buried deep in the dirt of mediocrity. There is a hidden, terrible architecture to this absolute submission. Every single time you let someone walk over your boundaries, you accrue a massive psychological debt that rots your self-esteem from the inside out. And the terrifying secret you refuse to face is that nobody is coming to save you, and nobody will ever grant you the sovereign authority you so desperately crave. The ancient world had absolutely no room for the harmless. In the bleeding, mud-soaked soil of feudal Japan, a man who waited for permission did not just lose his dignity, he lost his head. The samurai did not negotiate their existence with the world around them. They dictated it through unyielding discipline and absolute presence. Your internal enemy is not the harsh boss, the demanding partner, or a chaotic modern society. Your true enemy is the internal coward that craves consensus before taking a single step. You have traded the gold of sovereign authority for the cheap copper coins of temporary approval. You look at the historical shogun and see a tyrant, but you fail to see the terrifying absolute accountability that forms the heavy foundation of his throne. The modern pleaser lives in a state of perpetual psychological decay, entirely paralyzed by the mere fear of disapproval, while the true ruler understands that conflict is simply the natural friction of sovereignty. Let us look back to the turning point of an empire. The late 16th century was an absolute furnace of betrayal, where alliances shifted like wind-blown ash. Amidst this chaos stood Tokugawa Ieyasu. Documented historical fact records him not as a loud, reckless conqueror who screamed for attention, but as a master of calculated, unyielding patience. He was a man surrounded by lethal predators like Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. For decades, Ieyasu survived by understanding a profound truth. True authority does not bark. It endures until it can no longer be denied. It is said in popular Japanese legend that if a cuckoo bird would not sing, Nobunaga would kill it, Hideyoshi would force it to sing, but Ieyasu would wait for it to sing. While this unverified tradition captures his strategic essence, his patience was never a sign of weak submission. It was the quiet, terrifying sharpening of an iron blade in the dark. Consider the cold, biting dawn before the monumental battle of Sekigahara in the year 1600. The mountain air was heavy, with the thick stench of wet earth, iron armor, and the bitter smoke of signal fires. Ieyasu did not ask his treacherous allies for permission to lead them. He did not beg for their loyalty. He knew with absolute certainty that many of the warlords on the field were waiting to see which way the wind blew before committing their blades to battle. He stood inside his command pavilion, the weight of his gold-plated armor pressing into his shoulders, his face an absolute mask of unreadable granite. He did not wait for consensus. Historical accounts note that when his crucial ally, Tokugawa Ieyasu, wavered in hesitation, Ieyasu did not send a polite messenger to plead. Instead, he ordered his arquebusiers to fire live ammunition directly at his own hesitant ally's position. He sent lead and fire to command. It was a terrifying, unauthorized gamble that forced Tokugawa's hand, crushing the Western Army and sealing the fate of Japan for over 2.5 centuries. Ieyasu understood that a ruler does not wait for conditions to be perfect, nor do they wait for the world to validate their strategy. He did not seek the approval of the remnants of the Toyotomi clan when he later laid siege to Osaka Castle, permanently cementing his absolute hegemony. He moved with the quiet, crushing momentum of a shifting mountain, accepting the historical reality that power is never given. It is taken through absolute clarity of intent and an unwavering execution that leaves no room for debate. The mechanics of your failure are simple. You confuse submissiveness with virtue. You tell yourself you're being polite, respectful, or cooperative, when in reality, you are simply too terrified of the social friction that comes with standing your ground. Every time you say yes when your soul screams no, you chip away another piece of your internal sovereignty. You are letting external forces draft the very blueprint of your life. If you want to break this cycle of decay, you must adopt the strategic posture of the Shogun. You must realize that your boundaries are the non-negotiable borders of an empire. When you need to execute a decision that alters your trajectory, you do not call a committee. You do not ask your social circle for a validation stamp. You execute with absolute clarity. Claim your throne. Stop. Look at yourself right now. You're listening to these words, feeling a temporary surge of dopamine, nodding your head as if you are actually changing. But the truth is, the moment this video ends, you will likely return straight to your old habits. You will apologize to the next person who steps on your toes. You will hesitate before making the hard choice because you desperately want everyone to like you. Inspiration is the drug of the weak. The Shogun does not look for a temporary feeling to move him. He moves because his vision demands it. If you are going to continue living as a doormat, turn this off right now. This path is only for those willing to bear the heavy weight of absolute self-determination. Sovereignty is a lonely road. It requires you to stand completely naked in your decisions, accepting the full praise or the absolute blame without blinking. No more asking if it is okay to be strong. No more looking around the room to see if your ambition is making others uncomfortable. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them marvel at your sudden, unyielding stillness. The era of your permission-seeking is dead. Step onto the golden path of the Shogun. Hold your ground and let the world adapt to you. Rule your empire. Every warrior walks a different path. Samurai, the path of discipline. Ronin, the path of independence. Ninja, the path of strategy. Zen monk, the path of wisdom. Shogun, the path of power. Which one are you? Comment below.